I want your opinion on the recent Twitch pay change, especially not even just your own opinion about yourself, but the more so broadly how it's affecting the industry and the types of creators that you get to socialize with and talk to, who it will certainly affect. I mean, the people in your network and in your friend group and people you're working with XQC, right? Like it's going to affect his bottom line by probably millions at this point when they cut him down to 50-50 instead of 70-30.
Mm-hmm.
What are your overall thoughts on the Twitch change more broadly?
Yeah, it's funny because I've watched even my own thoughts, which I think is healthy, on this evolve over time. I got partnered, 2 years ago. I've been on 50-50 split. I think it's illegal to say it. I've been on 50-50 split for the entirety of my streaming life cycle. Atrioc has been on... maybe Atrioc has been on 50-50 split for his entire life cycle. And so my thought was that hey, eventually this is going to all come crashing down. But with the latest news coming on and seeing some of the features that Twitch is creating, it allowed me to zoom out and kind of take perspective as the industry as a whole. And what really changed my mindset was the difference in streaming offers coming from YouTube versus Twitch. These Twitch streamers are going to YouTube. Yeah, maybe it's going to be a bigger platform. Obviously their VOD is better, but they are offering significantly more compelling cash offers for streamers than Twitch is. And when you look at the fact that Twitch is giving smaller offers for creators to stay on their platform, they are cutting these kind of preferred splits for their top streamers. They are doing slightly less for them than it seems these other platforms are doing. Maybe something like, multi-streaming, but not to YouTube just isn't enough. And I'm worried that it is going to be way more appetizing for people to leave Twitch. The golden goose is Twitch Prime. I mean, if Twitch Prime wasn't a thing, I'd be on YouTube tomorrow. There's no, I don't feel beholden to Twitch. I don't think that they are really building anything specifically for me. This boost train, I don't think has got me a single follow. And so what are they competing on? And if they're shaving off benefits for being a Twitch streamer, they're just relying or hoping for the fact that your audience won't migrate and you'll feel too scared to leave. So I feel weird about it. There's going to be more streamers who leave for YouTube. And hopefully YouTube doesn't cut their, figure out that Twitch isn't paying either. And it's worse for content creators as a whole.
Well, I think YouTube, right. The difference between the two is that YouTube's behind the 8-ball, right? This is something we've talked to several guests about, but Brandon, even in our second episode, talked about this more broadly, that Twitch has a lot of people, and Lud talked about this a little bit too, that if when someone goes dark, even if they don't do a raid from one channel to another, there's someone on that website that is appealing to them. They can bounce around. And we actually had an engineer from Twitch come and talk as an audience speaker last week. And he was like, well, that's not actually, he argued it wasn't true, that a lot of people just come for one stream. But I think it's a mix of both, that there are certainly people that just find through discovery. And there are a lot of people that just stay on Twitch. They just straight up don't leave. And I think we saw that with Ninja and Shroud. So I think that's the big difference, is YouTube doesn't have that yet. Mm-hmm. It's very clear to me, and I think it's clear to a lot of other people in this space, that they're trying to build that by signing people who are similar in audience overlap. I mean, there is a very significant audience overlap, I would guess, between Ludwig and Fuseli and Myth and and Lily Pichu and some of the others that they are signing. Mm-hmm. Sykkuno, the list goes on. And then people like Tim the Tapman and Courage and Dr. Lupo, right, who are another group of friends who are all interconnected, and their audience likes to watch all of them. So I think that, maybe that does change. Maybe you're right that it does change down the future. But it seems more broadly right now it's because YouTube they're starting from scratch, whereas Twitch is starting with more than a decade of successful experience.
Totally. Yeah. It's just, the question is who is the streamer that breaks the equilibrium, right? Well, who does YouTube need? And they've been great in making sure to sign streamers that have similar communities or that like to collaborate together. I think it's actually, from my perspective, which could be wrong, it's more important to have other streamers with the original streamer than communities that are similar, because you might find that two streamers with very different communities actually do really good content together. But when you go to YouTube as the first person, like Courage or Ray, it's a really isolating experience. All of a sudden you're on a website, you can't check who's live from your dashboard, see who else is doing things. People aren't thinking about you when they want to collaborate. And so making sure that you have a squadron of people who are willing to do things together, specifically Courage, and then you had Dr. Disrespect at the time, it makes it a lot easier to create content on YouTube and have fun doing it. The communities are happy about it. So if they keep building from these little pods, I think that they're going to continue to take market share away. And again, the question just comes, how long is Amazon going to keep Prime? If forever, then Twitch is fine. There's going to be no issues at all. If it's not forever, that's going to be a big problem.
Thanks for watching Visionaries on YouTube. For more content, please subscribe to the Overcome channel.